Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all ready for a bedtime story. It's so nice to see you here if you've just tuned in. I hope you've had a good day. The weather's been a little bit better today in Burnt Island. It's not been quite so rainy. So I hope you've had fun no matter what you've been doing. Now, tonight's story is called The Something. And it's by Rebecca Cobb. And I thought this was a really good book because it might give you ideas as to something that you could maybe do tomorrow. Or maybe if you don't go to bed for a wee bit later tonight, you can maybe do it tonight. Because it's got lots of good ideas that you could maybe use your imagination for. So there you go. It's called The Something. And let's find out what happens in this story. Ready? Underneath the cherry tree in our garden, there is a little hole. We found it one day when I bounced my ball and it didn't bounce back. I lay on my tummy and peered in, but I couldn't see anything. Then I sat very still and watched it quietly for a very long time. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure there must be something down there. I tried to reach for my ball, but my arms weren't long enough. Mum's arms are not long enough, and Dad wouldn't try either. Mum says the hole might be a doorway into Little Mouse's house. Dad wishes I would leave the hole alone. He thinks it could be full of frogs, and he doesn't like frogs. My sister says there's probably a troll living down there. She says I better leave it some food. Otherwise it'll get hungry and it might come out and eat me. I showed the hole to my friends. They've all got different ideas about it. Can you see their ideas? But my best friend says it's definitely a dragon's den. He knows this because he's got a dragon living in his garden. I told Grandma and Grandpa about the dragon, but they didn't believe me. Grandma says it's much more likely to be a mole, and Grandpa thinks it's a badger. My dog is very good at guarding the hole. I think he even dreams about it. I'm pleased that something has chosen our garden to live in. There's a hole. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to keep watching. And waiting. And watching. And waiting. Just in case. There we go. So I thought that might give you lots of ideas. Maybe you could write a story about what could be living in the hole. Maybe you could draw some maps and plans of what might be living in the hole in the garden. Maybe you could come up with some other ideas about what you could do if you had a garden, or in your garden if you've got one. Okay, or what the best thing might be that was living in your garden if you had a garden. I don't know. Lots of ideas. But I hope you're all safe, and I hope you're all well, and I hope that you'll all have a good night's sleep. Tomorrow's Friday, and then it's almost the weekend again. Another weekend, which means it's another week closer till we get to see you again. Now you take care and sleep well. Good night.